ดีค่ะและคุณอยู่กับเนยและคุณกำลังฟัง CHMA
Hi, I'm Ian Hannamansing. A million years ago, I worked on...
The time is 9 o'clock and you're listening to CHMA 106.9 FM in Sackville, New Brunswick.
And now it's time for your CHMA News. We're broadcasting from Sackville, New Brunswick, the heart of the Maritimes and the traditional and unceded lands of the Mi'kmaq people. Coming up in the next 15 minutes, we'll have your local news, Atlantic update, weather, sports update, and some community announcements.
This is Laura McMillan with your CHMA local news. Starting today, the Tantramar Municipal Overnight Winter Parking Ban will be in effect until May 1st, 2026. Hours of the ban are set from 1 a.m. to 6 a.m. daily and apply to streets and municipal parking lots. Vehicles parked during these hours may be ticketed and towed to ensure efficient snow clearing and ice control. Parked vehicles obstructing snow clearing operations risk damage and may result in fines for the owner. On November 27th, there was a worksite incident at 3508 Cape Road, Dorchester, which is the site for the new Dorchester Fire Hall. The incident involved the roof trusses collapsing, but thankfully there were no injuries. WorkSafe New Brunswick, the contractor and the architect, will collaborate to investigate the cause. Initial information gathered indicates that high winds could have been a factor in the collapse of the trusses. The site remains the contractor's responsibility until completion. The contractor's work is inspected by the municipality to ensure adherence to the building code, to ensure facilities are safe for both public and staff. It has been 3 years since Stephen Robb, owner of the popular store Loella's in Strait Shores, started an initiative to lobby the provincial government to fix Route 955, which is part of the Acadian Coastal Drive. Just this past month, all those efforts have finally paid off, with the Minister of Transportation and Infrastructure, Chuck Chiasson, committing $4 million to the work that needs to be done on the highway.
The government has literally committed millions of dollars to fix this road, and it's outside of budget. They had a 5-year plan for their highways, their entire provincial highway system, and it did not include work on this road. I've been fighting this for 3 years now, mostly by myself, but at one point I had 8 of us went to Fredericton to meet with the Minister of Transportation and his deputies. That was early last year, I believe, and that didn't result in any change at all. Apart from that, it's mostly been me pumping the troops and getting support, doing the petitions, posting about it, and nagging the government officials about it, including the minister responsible for economic development, small business. I've knocked on the door of the Tourism Industry Association of New Brunswick, the fire department, the RCMP, ambulance NB. I did try to talk to the Department of Education, but they stonewalled me every way they could. The reason I went that way was because school buses operate on this road. I lobbied a whole bunch of different organizations and government bodies, including Strait Shores, and had a lot of success doing it. Finally got a commitment following my meeting with the minister and his deputies this year. I was extremely pleased. They actually went above and beyond what I had asked for.
Can you tell me what role that Megan Mitten played in your bid for this highway update?
She attended the meeting last year with the minister from the previous Conservative government. She also has been in regular contact with the new Minister of Transportation, and she's been advocating behind the scenes to get this road done. And a little bit visible, I definitely count her as an ally in this. She's been very helpful getting the message across. And I wasn't a party to a lot of her communications, private communications with the other government officials involved, but I know she was digging in the background.
The previous Conservative government's answer to the public request supported by Megan Mitten, the MLA for Memramcook Tantramar, was $100,000 for patching and repairs, something Rob refers to as a nothing burger.
I was a big advocate of a change in government, and I think that the change has resulted in us getting this far in getting this road fixed. We're talking about, I believe, it's about 25 kilometers, maybe longer, that they're going to strip down. They refer to it as grinding it down to the base, then applying two surface coats of chip seal over consecutive years. So if they did one this year, they would do the second one next year. So this transition is going to happen over a period of 4 years because they're doing the road in 3 sections. So in effect, it's going to take 4 years to finish the entire road. Unfortunately, they didn't consider the section from Highway 16 into Cape Tormentine, which is also part of Highway 955 and which is also in terrible condition. However, I think that their thinking was that they wanted to make the road to Murray Beach Provincial Park better, as well as they were looking at the traffic. So most traffic coming off the bridge from PEI goes toward Nova Scotia or Allac, or it goes toward Moncton. So they recognize that the tourist route starts at the Highway 16 and goes toward Murray Corner and further on into Shediac and Moncton. So I think that was the reasoning that they left out that portion. It doesn't actually get a whole lot of traffic, but it's unfortunate it was excluded, but it was.
And are they going to provide shoulders?
They're going to fix up the shoulders. They're also going to address the ditches and culverts that need attention. When they told me what they were going to do, it just basically was grinding it down and reapplying the surface. And I said, okay, a big part of the problem here is there's no shoulders. So people can't walk on the road without imminent fear of death, and they can't bike here. And we get tons of bikers coming down this road, and it's dangerous. And that's a good part of the reason that I was so passionate about this fight was because I own a store, a popular store, where people from other provinces are biking through or hiking through or driving through, complaining about how awful this road is, and it's a tourist route. So that's really what kept me going over the past 3 years.
The work on Route 955 is slated to begin in the spring of 2026, with the first section from Murray Road to Amos Point Road to be completed in that year. The 2 other sections from Amos Point Road out to Highway 15 and Highway 16 to Murray Road are to be completed in 2027 and 2028, respectively. And that's it for your local news. For CHMA, I'm Lara McMillan.
And here is your CHMA Atlantic update for the first day of December. 3 people were injured when a train and a pickup truck collided in southeastern New Brunswick. RCMP say a collision happened at a train crossing near a border between New Brunswick and Nova Scotia. 3 occupants of the pickup truck were taken to hospital, and police say they are in stable condition. The cause of the crash is under investigation. And researchers with the Nature Trust of New Brunswick have found lichen in what they believe is the most eastern place on record. The scaly fringe lichen was found between Alma and Riverside Albert, east of Fundy National Park. Researchers say lichens can be a good indicator of a healthy environment that can support a variety of species. Scaly fringe lichen was designated as threatened by the federal government in 2022. Newfoundland and Labrador's Fire Commissioner's Office has been called to investigate a house fire Thursday that claimed the lives of 2 adults in northern Labrador. RCMP say the fire broke out around 9 p.m. inside a residence on Middle Path Road in Nain, the most northerly community in Labrador. The Mounties say the bodies of a 66-year-old man and a 48-year-old woman were found inside the home, but no other details were released. It remains unclear what caused the fire. A man hoping to lead the federal NDP held a campaign in Halifax yesterday evening. Avi Lewis was at St. Andrew's United Church on Coburg Road. He talked about affordability, climate change, healthcare, and a Green New Deal. Lewis is an educator, activist, and former journalist. And the trial of Newfoundland man Tony Humby is on a scheduled break, with court not expected to conclude until next year. 3 new court dates have been added in December, with the next scheduled dates not until March. Humby stands accused of 72 counts of sexual violence involving 11 youth. In addition, Humby faces charges of human trafficking, 8 charges related to a 12th complaint that include making or possessing child pornography. And finally, Rachel Homan's team will represent Canada in women's curling at the 2026 Olympic Games. Homan's Ottawa foursome locked up a berth with a second straight win over Christina Black's Halifax team in Game 2 of the best-of-3 women's final at the Montana's Canada Curling Trials in Halifax yesterday by a score of 12-3. It will be the third straight Olympic appearance for Homan. And that's your Atlantic update.
Hi, I'm Cassie, and you're listening to CHMA 106.9 FM.
And here is a CHMA weather update for you for the first day of December. We have a special weather statement in effect, and that's snowfall and wind expected midweek along southeast New Brunswick, 15 centimeters or more. And the winds will be northeasterly, 60 to 80 kilometers an hour, our first official winter storm. That is coming in Tuesday afternoon until Wednesday afternoon. They say that it's a little too soon to give specific details. Snow is expected beginning Tuesday afternoon, with the worst conditions expected overnight Tuesday into Wednesday morning. Slight deviations in the track of this storm could change snowfall amounts significantly. Less snow is expected along the coast, where precipitation will fall partially as rain. Strong winds may cause tree branches to break and damage utility lines. Consider adjusting travel plans to avoid the most adverse conditions. And always continue to monitor alerts and forecasts from Environment Canada. And the 7-day forecast looks like Monday. Today you can expect a mix of sun and cloud, becoming cloudy in the afternoon with 30% chance of rain showers or flurries later this afternoon. Wind southwest 20 gusting to 40 at times, becoming northwest 20 gusting to 40. Temperatures falling to +1 in the afternoon. For Monday night, cloudy with a 30% chance of flurries early in the evening, clearing late in the evening. Wind northwest 20 gusting to 40, becoming light overnight. Low of -11, wind chilled -17 overnight. So be ready for that. Periods of snow tomorrow and Tuesday, a high of -2. Periods of snow continuing into Tuesday night with a low of -3. Wednesday, snow, windy, -1. Wednesday night, cloudy with a 60% chance of flurries, a low of -7. Thursday, the 4th of December, cloudy with a 60% chance of flurries and a high of 0. Thursday night, cloudy with a 60% chance of flurries and a low of -15. For Friday, the 5th day of December, a mix of sun and cloud, high of -7. Cloudy periods on Friday night with a low of -8. Saturday, December 6th, flurries with a high of -13. So there is your first winter storm forecast of the season. And just going to reiterate that -17 that is coming in later tonight. So be prepared for that. It's your CHMA weather update.
Hey, this is Elwood. Keep that dialogue on 106.9 FM.
And here's Brian Nielsen with your CHMA Sports Update.
8 games in the NBA last night. So, the day began with the Rockets defeating the Jazz in Utah, 129-101. It was the Celtics over the Cavaliers, 117-115. Toronto Raptors on the wrong side of a 116-94 decision to the New York Knicks. Took double overtime for the Atlanta Hawks to get by the Philadelphia 76ers, 142-134. Thunder by 8 against the Trailblazers, 123-115, avenging their sole loss on the season to the Trailblazers earlier this year, moving the Thunder to 20-1 on the season. Timberwolves with the 125-112 victory over the San Antonio Spurs. It was the Grizzlies defeating the Sacramento Kings, 115-107 in Sacramento. And in the late game, it was the Lakers over the Pelicans, 133-121. In NFL action yesterday, a full slate of games. The San Francisco 49ers defeat the Cleveland Browns 26-8. Jaguars over the Titans 25-3. The Texans moved within a game of the AFC South lead in the division with a 2016 victory over the Indianapolis Colts. The Dolphins defeat the Saints 21-17. Jets with the 27-24 victory over the Atlanta Falcons. Buccaneers working their way to the top of the standings in the NFC South with the 2017 victory over the Arizona Cardinals. It was a field goal victory for the Carolina Panthers as well as they defeat the visiting Los Angeles Rams. Seahawks shut out the Minnesota Vikings in the Pacific Northwest 26-0. 26 points on the scoreboard for the Buffalo Bills as well as they defeat the Steelers in Pittsburgh 26-7, and the Chargers, although losing Justin Herbert for a time with a broken non-throwing hand, the Los Angeles quarterback still steers the ship right to a 31-14 victory over the Las Vegas Raiders in LA. And finally, it was a point after overtime touchdown that secured the victory for the Denver Broncos. They defeated the Washington Commanders 27-26 in overtime on Sunday Night Football. In the NHL yesterday, not a whole bunch of action, but there's still a couple games to tell you about. It was the Washington Capitals with a 4-1 victory over the New York Islanders. Chicago beats Anaheim at home 5-3. Overtime saw the only goal scored in Raleigh, where the Hurricanes defeat the Flames 1-0. And finally, it was the Dallas Stars all over the suddenly sputtering Ottawa Senators, a 6-1 final for Dallas there. And MLS action over the weekend. The MLS Cup final has been decided to have the Vancouver Whitecaps facing off against Miami CF next weekend for the championship in that league. And is the rinks of Homan and Jacobs that won the Canadian curling tryouts over the weekend. And those two rinks will be representing Canada at the Olympics next year in Italy. And it was the Carl Ward Invitational Tournament at the Civic Center all weekend in town, and it was the Harrison Trimble squad coming out on top in the championship. They've defeated Woodstock 9-5. Sadly, the Tantramar Regional High School Titans did not make the semifinals.
And that's Brian Nielsen with your CHMA Sports Update. Please be sure to check out Brian's show on Mondays at 8:30 a.m. for more sports commentary. All right, let's get some local community updates for you. First, we're going to go over and check with the municipality, and then I have some that came in the mail. Tantramar is... They posted a press release for the information about the Dorchester Fire Hall construction site incident that happened November 27th. So you can read more about that, but essentially it says that there was a worksite incident at 3508 Cape Road, which is the site for the new Dorchester Fire Hall. And they say the incident involved the roof trusses collapsing, and they also mentioned that there were no injuries. WorkSafe NB, the contractor, and the architect are collaborating to investigate the cause. Initial information gathering indicates that high winds could have been a factor in the collapse of the trusses. And you can read more about that at tantramarnb.com. They also want you to know that there is a winter parking ban. It's the one that comes up every year. It's not new. But it starts today, December 1st, and that is effective for the hours between 1 a.m. and 6 a.m. every day of the week. So don't mess around. There's towing and ticketing that can be involved. Most importantly, it just impedes the work of the snow clearing. It's a hassle. And there is snow coming, as we mentioned earlier in the weather. It's a big, 20 centimeters coming in on Tuesday, Wednesday this week. And they're also putting out the call for Winterfest 2026. If you have an event activity happening during that time, they want to know about it. Jessica J. Wilson at Tantramar MB, and they want to know by January 2nd to be included in the Winterfest 2026 brochure. They need your event information, which would be the event name, the date, the time, the location, and a short description of the event. If you have any questions, Jessica is ready and willing to help out. You can give her a call at 506-364-4958, or you can write her at j.wilson@tantramarnb.com. Let's go in. We had a couple of emails come in late last week about some things that are coming up. The Sackville Food Bank Holiday Turkey Drive. The Sackville Food Bank is calling on the community for support as the need for food assistance reaches its highest level in its history. The food bank now serves up to 97 households each week, and with the holiday season approaching, the demand continues to grow. The Sackville Food Bank is launching its annual holiday turkey drive and is seeking donations for small turkeys, chickens, plant-based options, and other festive essentials to help ensure local families can enjoy a holiday dinner. Donations can be dropped off at 9B Willow Lane on Tuesdays from 5 to 9 p.m. and Wednesdays from 8 to 11 a.m. Or the Second Chances thrift store down at 18 Lawrence Street on Monday, Wednesday to Saturday from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. I can do that better. Can be dropped off at the Second Chances thrift store at 18 Lawrence Street on Mondays or Wednesdays to Saturday from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. This year's goal is to collect 150 small turkeys and chickens to meet the needs of families throughout the Tantramar region. For more information, you can also call 506-536-4164 or send a message to info@sackvillefoodbank.com. All right, and Karen Verlaine over at the Tantramar Heritage Trust also sent in a note wanting us to help get the word out and inviting you to drop by the Bolton House Heritage Center between 2 to 4 p.m. on Sunday, December 14th, to view 2 new exhibits, Makers and Sellers is the name of the first one, and All in a Women's Day's Work. And they'll also have some festive refreshments that they'll be serving up. So again, that is coming up on the 14th of December, 2 to 4 p.m. at the Bolton House Heritage Center. There's a few local updates for you. Got a couple more from the staff here at CHMA, and then we'll start the music machine. Here we go.
Attention all. The Tantramar Wetlands Center is once again hosting their holiday thrift exchange. They are now accepting donations of clothing, books, jewelries, and any other item that you are willing to donate. They are accepting donations from October 1st to November 28th. If you choose to donate, you will receive a ticket to shop on December 8th before it opens up to those who donated to the food bank or the TWC on December 9th.
Duckies is pleased to announce their first ever Xmas market. They will be featuring collections of vintage and new records, antiques, work from local ceramicists and textile artists. Come on down to Duckies at 4 Bridge Street on Saturday, December 6th from 4 p.m. to 8 p.m. Enjoy unique Christmas gifts for your loved ones and have a beautiful and magical time.
And that was your CHMA News. Please visit www.chmafm.com for more news and to sign up for our email newsletter. Funding is provided by our monthly sustainers, the Community Radio Fund of Canada, and the Municipality of Tantramar's Community Development Grant. If you have a story idea or would like to include an announcement, please write us at news@chmafm.com.
This is Rupen Majuthia, the host of the Blue Enchilada on Wednesdays at 7 p.m. on CHMA.
Rupen Majuthia, Wednesdays at 7. Always a good show. And be sure to check out chmafm.com. I saw Rupen put in playlists for the past few shows. So always be sure to check out chmafm.com for all that kind of information and so much more. And speaking of which, I'm going to do it right now. I'm going to go check out chmafm.com and tell you what Monday's schedule is coming up today on the Voice of the Marshes. Once I'm finished up here, we're going to have Making Contact at 10 a.m. Eric Gohill jumps on the mic at 11, passing it along to Siley Shringerpour at 12, with the baton then passed on to Democracy Now! At 1. Drive Time with Craig Mavasva coming up at 4 o'clock, 5 live at 5 with Maya Noel. Let's Be Honest, starting off our volunteer evening programming with Angie and Kiera. Casadillo del Albaño with Max and Ayoko at 7 p.m. And then at 10 p.m. we have East Track Mind coming in from Moncton with Heidi O'Connor. That's a favorite show of mine, and Heidi is also a new board member. So thanks for volunteering to help out with that. We really appreciate the effort. All right, let's take a look at some music. We got Georgia Harmer coming up, Westerman coming up, and Baby Girl and Thomas Dollbaum, 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 and a whole bunch more. So we're going to start off with Canadian singer-songwriter that is very well respected and puts out a lot of stuff. And if you like this, you should check out. They have an incredible catalog. This is Take It On from Georgia Harmer here on 106.9 FM.
All this time listening, you would think I'd pick up something other than